So I just realized something. I think it's important. Diana comes from Hawaii, and they have a practice of sacrificing virgins to Hawaii there. Uh, so uh, I come from. I was in Washington State when Mount St. Helens blew up, and I was terrified of Bigfoot. And a weird thing happened. Right, I experienced complete local. How do I put this? So I've gone through some um, experiences. so um, as I was looking at my internet, gradually it didn't match my picture of the world. Right, like I've been browsing the internet for 20 years, and supposedly it's supposed to be the world, right? And I'm aware that I'm somehow in the defense industry, and it's near as I can't really tell, but it just doesn't match my picture of the world. And I just don't have any concept of how my internet relates to the world. On some fundamental level, it's just not right. But there's information there, I just don't really know what I'm looking at. Um, like in other words, it's almost like I'm locked in some kind of private network, and I have no concept of. I think it connects, but it's some kind. Let's just say it's been passed through. My honest opinion is it's like mostly I think it it reflects our world, but it's somehow been processed by the defense industry or something. Um, in other words, I've been looking at it all this time, and I don't know if it's actually the news about the world or the internet about the world. But um, I don't. Okay, this is basically what if somehow you live in a reality bubble. Like let's just pretend as a thought experiment. You're the son of, or you're affiliated with the defense industry, and you don't think this is within their capability. But let's just suppose they could put you in some kind of a localized reality, like the Truman Show, but like not done with a dome. But somehow, so I don't know how they would do this, but like so that your reality is not actually the whole world. It's some artificial. Let's just put it at that. Like my reality is somehow not the world, and what is my belief of the world? Well, like what I was taught in school and stuff. Well, now we're on a whole nother question. well, so Sagittarius, right? Apparently, this is a thing or something. There's like tripping. Okay, so these are just kind of weird questions, but like the history that I was taught in my classes, that is the history of our world, right? I mean, okay. Um, so where are we, man? I don't know where I am. okay, so I told you I experienced kind of a meltdown of my conception of reality, and there was a time I felt guilty for exposing my bird to my computer monitor and playing a video of a bird, and then at that point that seemed like kind of a horror. Why? It just did. Okay, so some apparently it's very possible that I'm in no danger. I mean, my bird's my little pet, but to put it in front of that monitor and show it stuff just on some level is just kind of like it's not really good because it has absolutely no clue what reality is that it's seeing. Uh, it's just kind of like, it's probably not, it wasn't panicked because, I don't know, it just wasn't. And on the other hand, and then another, okay, well, yeah. Okay, so, okay. Well, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna expose everything. I think I should show us, just let's, I feel the reasonable, okay, I'm just gonna, there's somebody said, like, to save your soul, you want to, like, um, basically, you were born intending to be a certain person, and you should try to be the person you were meant to be, and that is your soul, I guess. And so when you're acting contrary to your soul, that's like maybe you sold your soul or something like that. So here's oh no, what? Okay, so okay, well, just for the sake of question, um, I've been under pressure um, to go to abandon everything and go on foot. Um, and the church has been telling me that or something like that. And however, um, the church was explained to me as the universal church, and um, I believe I should try and be intelligent as opposed to not. And so, if I have if I have reason that my intelligence makes it all fit, then um, I have a lot of things that make me believe that the person I am intended to be is in this van. Okay, so no pain, no gain on the one hand, and so like if suddenly it's possible. Occasionally, I have kind of a panic and a return to see the. Let's just say the Catholic Church has a lot of ambiguity. Maybe it's not actually ambiguity, but like maybe you're just ignorant of what they intended to say, and therefore you have a misunderstanding. And so, um, what we have an obligation to. You need to pledge that the well, I guess we say that the universal church is the true church, and Catholic means universal, and so every once in a while I have a panic of doubt um, reflex, um, humility, because the humblest thing is to just panic and go back to the church. And but on the other hand, I have an understanding that that might just because that don't don't pat yourself on the back for panicking, because maybe you were too stupid to understand the church, and it's all okay. So um, humility is a safe base, but I like to say cowardism is not a virtue. Okay, So let's just say stupidity is not a virtue. Is it? Well, before I say more,